So I finally figured out why I don't like Hyundai and Kia, or more specifically, why I don't really consider them as an option and don't think about recommending them to other people typically. And it comes down to one basic word, and that word is trust. Welcome back to All Cars React, y'all. If you're new here, my name is John, and this is not idle speculation. My wife and I had, over the past 2-3 months, something like that, been considering replacing her vehicle. And along the way, while we've looked at multiple different models, a couple of brands came up that just really didn't make our list. I've already done a video about Mazda. That is a brand that I had liked for 40 years, almost, something like that. And I find that the new crop of what they've got just doesn't really resonate with me. As you can imagine, that video got a lot of mostly negative comments towards me, but I stand by what I said, not saying that the brand is bad, but only that it doesn't work for me. The same thing applies here to Hyundai, and I have to separate respect for the brand and what they've accomplished from desiring one of their products. And it's not a 100% black and white absolute here, but let's talk about it for a minute, because it's amazing to look at Hyundai and Kia, I'm going to lump them together, and what they've managed to accomplish in literally a few short decades. I am just old enough to remember when the Excel came to America. I remember my family looking at one, and a Yugo, as a matter of fact. I remember my first job. I was a bus boy. One of our coworkers had one, and I had an opportunity to drive it at least once, right? And I looked at it myself, personally, thinking about buying one as a car and whether I could swing the payment or not. And what I liked about the Excel is, well, I never really believed it was going to be super reliable or as good as, say, a Honda or a Toyota. It was honestly cheap, right? It wasn't pretentious. It wasn't trying to be something it wasn't. Sure, maybe it was a little noisy and the plastic inside was junky and, the engine was coarse, whatever, but it was honest about it. It was just an honest value. And then Hyundai started to grow, and they did things like the S Coupe, which I personally loved. Pedestrian platform, okay body, no real handling, no real power, but it was kind of fun because it was, again, unpretentious. Now, along the way, they began to expand, and I've always said that Hyundai looks at Toyota, they want to be Toyota. And if Toyota does it, Hyundai wants to follow. If Toyota comes out with a hopped up version of a small car, well, Hyundai wants to do it too. If Toyota comes out with a car, say, above the Camry, well, Hyundai comes out with the Azera. Toyota has the Lexus line, Hyundai goes and creates Genesis. Now, that is not perfect, I will admit that. They've never chased into the consumer truck market to compete with Toyota and Chevy and Ford and Dodge. They've never created a competitor to the Tundra or to the Tacoma. And when they did come in with the Santa Cruz, well, they missed it. The Maverick is successful, the Santa Cruz is less so, and honestly looks a little bit awkward. But along the way, they hired a new design director, and he began from Audi and began changing everything at Hyundai. And this is where their growth really started to explode. He started to give them better styling. It started to look less like cheap Asian and more like legitimate competitor. The paint quality improved, the interiors improved, everything began to improve. And this is all backed by America's best warranty, that they say. By the 2010s, Hyundai was legitimately making good-looking and competitive cars. I've spoken rather glowingly of a generation of the Sonata that competed with my Honda Accord, 2017, something like that. And I actually think it's better looking than my Honda. And then Hyundai started to really spread their wings. And what's exciting about what they're doing right now is I don't feel like they're chasing Toyota anymore. Back in the 2000s, we actually looked at a Civic and a Elantra, and the Elantra was close. It was so very close to the Civic, but there was a general sense that it was just a little cheaper, whether it was the cloth on the seats or the plastic on the dash. It was just a cut below the Civic. The Japanese brand still had the upper hand here. but I think that's largely been erased in terms of the quality of the materials and certainly in the design. But I think Hyundai has overshot their design goals because they are coming out with some stuff that's really kind of funky. Now, I want to say on the one hand, they've got some fantastic vehicles right now. I'm a huge fan of the Ioniq 5. I think it's the best looking EV out there. It's squared off, it's edgy, it's a hatchback, it's really large. I absolutely think it's fabulous. And the new Santa Fe, I want to talk about that for a second. That they could have taken the Santa Fe and redesigned it into the next generation of another generic SUV or CUV, much like the RAV4, the CRV, whatever it happens to be. But instead they went in a completely different direction. And they created a vehicle that is legitimately fantastic and loaded with little Easter eggs. Like there's like 7 or 11 H's hidden around the car, either in the tail lights or in the shape of the headlights, things like that. It's a wonderful car. But also they came out with some other ones, like I believe it's the EV6, another EV by them, and I want to like this car. This should be very Porsche-esque, but it's not. It looks like a hodgepodge of different thoughts all put together in one car. It doesn't quite work for me. And then I want to kind of finish up talking about the Palisade, the new Hyundai Palisade. This is an amazing car. Except I do think it is the ugliest block that's probably been produced in the past 20 years. I hate the exterior styling, but the interior is absolutely fabulous. It underserves it by saying it's near luxury. It's almost mid-century modern. It's rounded. It's beautiful materials. It's fantastic. There is nothing from Honda, Toyota, Stellantis, or Nissan that comes close to this, at least before you start to get up to the luxury brands. And I would argue it looks better inside than the new the new Mercedes and the new BMWs. It's that rich and it's that beautiful. So Hyundai actually spread their wings. They really got a lot of confidence in what they were doing. And so that all sounds so positive, doesn't it? You must love Hyundai. Now, I think some of their products are really awesome, and yeah, things like the Ioniq 5, they're kind of up there, but would I walk into a dealer right now, certainly not my local dealer, and put the money down for one? Well, there's this hesitation. You see, all manufacturers have recalls. Toyota had engine recalls because of debris left behind during the manufacturing process. Ford is rather famous right now for how many recalls they have every single month. And Hyundai is no exception. But the issue comes down, and for them it's become famous of how big their recalls tend to be in terms of its big items. All recalls are not the same. A Ford, I'll give you a great example. My wife's Ford has a recall on it because a piece of plastic might come loose at highway speeds. That's dramatically different than a recall on a Hyundai where the engine might seize up. Orders of magnitude different here. And Hyundai became kind of famous because they did have major engine problems, major engine failures, or fouling from their direct injection systems. To me, it's how a manufacturer handles a recall. Are they proactive? Do they work with the government? Do they take care of it? Do they take care of the customer? In general, I still have a high opinion of Toyota, Honda, and yes, Ford for being consumer focused and doing the right thing by the consumer. I've done a video in past years where I actually said this was one of the positives about General Motors right now and what Mary Barra had brought to them, that they were trying to be forthcoming, but then they've had this massive recall on their V8 engines, which maybe proved that the old GM is still lurking in there somewhere. But for Hyundai, I don't have that sense of certainty. I get a general feel from them that they don't like recalls, they don't want the bad press, and they would rather suppress it, they would rather hide from it, they would rather litigate it than step up and do what's right for the consumer. Again, Not 100% yes or no, not 100% black or white, but that's a general feel I get from the company. But more importantly is, do y'all remember, and I did a video about this a couple years ago, the Kia boys. This was the fact that children, kids, had discovered that you could break into certain Hyundai and Kia models, and if you had a USB plug, you could stick it in and turn the car on. There was a basic interlock missing in these Hyundai and Kia models. It wasn't every single one of their models, but it was enough that it affected their sales. Insurance companies in certain cities refused to cover you if you had a Hyundai or Kia, or they jacked your rates up so high because it was so prevalent for Hyundais to be stolen in Kias. And it spread like wildfire online. And the most important thing behind that was Hyundai made the decision, this tiny little decision that probably added a penny to their profit margin. They left it out, this basic little interlock. And to me, and these aren't mandatory. This wasn't like they broke a rule. They just decided it wasn't worth the money. Now, Honda, Toyota, Ford, GM, Stellantis, Mitsubishi, all the major ones, they did it. But Hyundai saved that tiny bit of money. That tiny bit. How many dozens or hundreds of other decisions like that have they made in their cars, putting that tiny bit of profitability over some basic common sense devices? Am I making a mountain out of a molehill here? Maybe. I'll acknowledge that. And I know plenty of people who have responded over the years to my videos who love their Hyundais and their Kias, rave about them, and brag about how long they've lasted, how comfortable they are, how well the interior is held up. But there's a few things out there that at the corporate level, I'm nervous about the decisions and what we don't know that we don't know, and whether they truly are dedicated to putting the consumer first and standing behind their products. I'm not saying I hate Kia. I'm not saying I hate Hyundai. I absolutely am amazed at some of the products and their confidence, their swagger in some of the products that they've been coming out with. It's really eye-opening. They're doing things that other companies aren't doing, and they're doing it at a really high level. They are a force to be reckoned with, and I think they're perfectly placed to compete with the Chinese brands out there, certainly in the EV space as they continue to grow. Their research and development and new powertrain technologies, they're impressive. But at a consumer level, I'm walking into a dealership and I'm going to put my money down for the next 5 to 7, 8 years and buy one of your vehicles for $50,000. Ooh, I can't bring myself to do it. And I'm not the only one. There's a level here of confidence in the company that I just don't have. And I want to end with one thing, that because of the society we live in today, many people will just be like, oh, well, you don't want to buy a Korean car, therefore you must be racist. Well, if that was true, then I wouldn't buy Japanese cars either. So I think we can take that off the docket, as it were, in addition to the number of Kia and Hyundai vehicles that are manufactured here in America. Oh, and talking about corporate governance and having this just kind of general uncertainty about the corporation, let's not forget that I believe twice they have found suppliers here in America supplying their factories that were using slave labor or child labor. Okay, so there's just a general sense here of, are they as mature as some of the other companies out there? I will let you discuss it and tell me what you think. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me here today to talk about Hyundai and Kia. I hope you have a great one. Thank you.